Karl and Sandra.
First, we would like to introduce you to Roxanna Lemus. Can we give a round of applause for being here? We are here to tell you about her friends, her family, and her culture. The three main points we will cover are Roxanna's life in Mexico, her journey to the States, and her present life here in Washington. Please enjoy some of these artifacts she has shared with us representing her country. Those blankets, and you guys, this is Mexican candy. No.
Yes.
You guys want some? Pass it. All right.
Roxanna was born in Mexico City to her mother and father, which is the green dot there. She is one of 5 children. She has 2 sisters and 2 brothers. From Mexico City, her family moved to a small village in Michoacan, which is the green little state that's standing out there. They lived there for 1 year and 3 months. And butterflies.
Oh, Michoacan. She actually shared with us a fabulous story that I didn't know. Do you guys know monarch butterflies? This picture one right here. Oh, can you see it? Did you know that they migrate from Michoacan, Mexico? That she shared, I don't have any pictures, she shared with these pictures of these trees. I mean, you can't even see the tree, they're just completely covered with these beautiful butterflies. And I didn't know that, so I thought it was pretty interesting.
Yeah, they migrate like birds, I believe.
They migrate from Michoacan, which is it's in Mexico. No, they migrate from here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you big way from Michoacan?
The butterflies.
They come south like birds.
Yeah, the Europa or something.
Okay.
It's very far away. I don't know exactly where place, but it comes from other countries.
To Michoacan,
Yeah, to Michoacan, but
Yeah.
come from other countries.
and then they come here from there.
Thank you. Roxanna attended school in Mexico to the 7th grade when her family moved from Michoacan to Tijuana, which
Really
is
far.
top corner over there. And she did not enroll in school there. Instead, she stayed home and watched her siblings and cousins while the grown-ups worked. They had lived there for about 3 years.
In 1989, Roxanna came to the States for the first time. She was 16 years old. Roxanna's mother wanted a better life for her and her family. Leaving everything they owned and had worked for behind, Roxanna's family embarked on a journey to the United States. Roxanna explained to us that the only things they were allowed to bring with them were the clothes on their backs. Could you imagine leaving everything? I mean, empty pockets, no cell phones, no nothing. And you have to just start all over. They left everything. Roxanna's uncle that resides here in Yakima, Washington, had arranged for a car to pick her and her family up at the border. It is not usual for just one family to make this trip. Roxanna and her family were accompanied by Luis, then 21, Roxanna's friend, and his family. Roxanna walked through the mountains across the nearest freeway to Chula Vista, where the arranged Bronco was waiting for them. The Bronco couldn't stop because the police were constantly watching, so it just kind of drove really slow, and Roxanna and her family had to jump in and lay flat in the bed of the Bronco so not to be seen. Roxanna and her family paid $500 per person to come to the States, but today it's more like $1,500 per person. The drive was 24 hours long. They drove all the way to Wapato, which is right by Yakima.
There they stayed with relatives. Within 1 week, Roxanna's father was working in a field picking apples, other fruits. Roxanna's mother and sisters worked in a warehouse packaging fruit, and Roxanna stayed home and cared for the young ones, her siblings, and 6 other children. The other children were her cousin. Roxanna and her family stayed with relatives for about 6 months before renting a house in Block 2. Roxanna babysat for work.
Roxanna's friend Luis lived in the same town, but just with his sister. He also worked helping picking apples in the fields. Roxanna, her cousins, and Luis, they were all really close friends. They'd go to the local fairs, the park, dances. Eventually, Roxanna and Luis became boyfriend and girlfriend. They dated for 2 years. Roxanna attended an alternative school during this time. She told us stories about how Luis would wait for her outside school every single day, and she could see him out the window for her to get out of school. They were in love. While in school, Roxanna and Luis moved in together. They moved to a city called Topanesh, which is just outside Yakima. In 1992, Roxanna and Luis were married, and shortly after, she graduated from high school. Roxanna soon became pregnant with her first son. She worked until she was 7 months pregnant. Unfortunately, her first son was born sick with pertussis. This was very hard on her and her husband. Her son Jonathan was hospitalized for 22 days. This condition was very contagious. When Jonathan was just 5 months old, Roxanna found out that she was pregnant. She was 12 weeks along. She told us an interesting story though. With everything going on with her son being sick, she actually didn't know she was pregnant. She went to the doctor for an ear infection, and they told her that they couldn't give her antibiotics unless they did pregnancy tests. And she, oh yeah, it's all right, I'm not pregnant. Go ahead and do it, because I need the antibiotics, right? Well, she got the pregnancy test, and she was 12 weeks along. When she told the story, she acted like she was devastated. Just because her life was full at the moment, and okay, no, too.
May of 1994, Roxanna gave birth to her second son, Luis. For the next few years, Roxanna and her husband worked 2 jobs trying to make ends meet and raise their boys. At the time, they had a nanny and cared for the boys during the day. Once again, when the boys were 3 and 4, Roxanna found out that she was expecting. This time, she was 16 weeks along with a growing family, and in pregnant Roxanna Lemus decided to move his family to Tacoma. Roxanna's sister lived there, and lived there at the time. Really, Roxanna thought they were just coming to visit. That was not the case, and Luis returned to the house in Topanesh and gathered the family's belongings and moved his family to an apartment in Portland Avenue. Luis started to work in construction, and Roxanna stayed at home with the children. Jessica was born on January 20th, 1997. In 1998, Roxanna and her husband bought a house on the east side of Tacoma. In 2000, Roxanna welcomed another daughter to the family. Her name is
Carrie May. These are her girls too, right here. And her whole family. Jonathan. And this is Luis, right? Carrie May and Jessica. We have more pictures too. The boys. They don't have backs. You guys want to pass them? And this fabulous hairdo, don't you think? Yeah. You want to pass it? She also shared a story with us about a lake right outside of Michigan where these fish, they catch these fish and they cook them in jalapeno and I don't know, they fry them, right? Yeah. And she said you can eat them just like this. You guys want to try? Sure. Okay. They have eyes and stuff, so beware.